Hey.
I hate being on the side.
That's Why do you not like being on that side?
I don't know. I don't like being on that side. It freaks me out. Hey,
left side?
I'm on the right side right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, welcome, Isaac, to the MLO Bros, and we're gonna have Mark on from the Bistro 1907. Yep. Please visit our sponsors: Frank Clinton, real estate agent, Menchie's Frozen Yogurt, and of course Mayor Tim, the stick juice.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we have a real quick review of this past weekend before we bring Mark on. It was Isaac's bachelor party.
It was my bachelor party this weekend up in Put-in-Bay.
We went to Put-in-Bay with a bunch of dudes and rented a house and got absolutely drunk off of our butts.
No, we didn't. We were very good. We were well behaved.
We got trashed. Let's be honest. I'm not going to freaking sugarcoat this. I don't
behaved.
All right, so I got some quick videos. Then we'll bring Mark on because people were asking. People wanted to know, like, hey, what happened at Put-in-Bay? Good evening, Ron. What happened at Put-in-Bay? What happened at the bachelor party? So let's see here. So let's start out a little light. This is right when we got to the boat. Okay, get to the boat. It's an island.
Yes, because you go up to Put-in-Bay. It's up by Cedar Point. It's an island, so you have to take a ferry across the island. So we took Luke's big Suburban across in the ferry.
This is while we were waiting in line for the ferry.
I fondly remember Jimmy being Jesus at Camp Halloween.
He was Jesus like 3 years ago.
Get your picture. We're here for a bachelorette party. Oh!
Isaac, can you come over here and stretch? Yeah, go ahead and stretch a little bit, Isaac.
The problem is we weren't even drunk yet. That was the problem.
I don't even think I had a drink yet.
Stone cold sober, and you're walking around in a captain's hat. And what was the name of that outfit?
It's the kimono.
The kimono. Okay, then a little bit later. Here we go. A little bit later that night.
Almost. We're live. Hi. We're so.
Isaac, thank you.
Isaac's bachelor party.
My bachelor party. We already forgot to go live. I've taken at least 3 or 4 shots.
Everybody say hi. Akil, say hi.
What up? As you can see, I'm already pretty deep into it.
MLO Bros Facebook
And this
Live?
is what,
Yep.
just so everybody knows on
Kind of a
Facebook,
big deal.
this is what I was trying to avoid, is this right here.
All right, cheers.
Kind of
And 10 people are already tuning in.
Yay!
10 people.
Yeah. Cheers.
Hello, people of Poland. I hope you didn't come from the riffraff.
They did.
Oh, that's
That's horrible.
what was that? Oh, so bad.
This is like the Pink Whitney. There's like
Isaac's bachelor party, 2021.
I think I was starting to go downhill a little bit there. Mark, hang tight. Mark is just sitting there. I can see Mark down low, and he's just like shaking his head. All right. The next morning, so we get hammered. I don't remember. I think I was in bed. The next morning, Put-in-Bay is like a huge thing where you drive around in golf carts, I think, right?
Yes. So you don't. So typically, the average person who goes to Put-in-Bay, you don't take your car across. You ride across on a ferry. So once you get to the island, it's a big island, and the only way you get around is by golf cart. So we bought a 6-person golf cart, or rented a 6-person golf cart, and my buddy who's sober drove us around the entire weekend. My buddy Billy, he was like MVP of the weekend. So the next morning, we wake up and
hungover is all hell.
And me and my buddies, we ride around on the golf cart and go look at the island. And we decided that we were going to play Rocky music and Eye of the Tiger as people were running. And we got on the golf cart. And
people were like exercising. So here's a quick clip of us driving around on a golf cart while playing Rocky to people running. Here we go.
Let's go!
I don't know who that kid was, but that was freaking awesome.
We did it to one guy, and he hated us. But he's just like, you guys are
absolutely.
losing. And then
Absolutely.
those guys they played along. So
then we kept drinking. So now we're into Saturday night. This is kind of the last stuff I remember from Saturday night right here. And then this is the last clip I got. So this is it. This is like the apex at a club. All of us for the bachelor party. And everyone note what Isaac is wearing at his club.
it gives me a headache watching it.
I know. I like instantly get hungover. I'm finally not hungover on Tuesday night.
Yeah,
I'm too old.
But I got a put in bay hat. It was really cool.
Oh God! All right. Well, that's it. That's everybody wanted to know what it was like. That's what our bachelor party was. There are some parts in there that we don't remember, and we probably never will. So it was fun. All right, let's bring on Mark, and we'll get to work here, Isaac. Let's learn about the Bistro and Mark.
Okay.
Mark. Sorry you had to watch that.
So what altered world am I entering right now, guys?
Oh, you're in the MLO Bros world, my friend.
The world.
When Lauren told me I was coming on the show, I'm like, who the hell are these guys? I don't know anything about them. Now, are you guys realtors? Are you pranksters? Are you partiers? All of the above.
Well, we are brothers, and I'm the oldest of four. Yep. So that's my little brother.
Yeah.
And we are mortgage loan officers.
I'm sorry.
MLO. Yeah, that's where we came up with that. And we have an office in Poland. I've been doing loans for
probably back there, Poland, Ohio.
There you go. Exactly. I've been doing loans for probably in like Huntington, and then we opened up our own branch with Nationwide Mortgage. Well, sort of. It's kind of like an insurance agent. We work for Nationwide Mortgage, but we have full say in everything. So it's kind of like
great.
We work under the flag of Nationwide.
You kind of have a partner, but you don't.
Exactly. They give us a lot of freedom, obviously, because I don't think if they did,
shut the hell up.
Yeah, if they didn't give us a lot of freedom, we wouldn't be doing this kind of stuff like this. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but then we started this last year during COVID in April. Help out local businesses. Yeah, talk to people during COVID. Get the word out on local companies that were struggling, but we just kept doing it now. So it's been really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have we do a lot of stuff. We gave for Thanksgiving, we gave away 500 turkeys to the mayor of Poland so people wouldn't.
Oh, that's fantastic.
What else? We got about $4,000 we've gathered up to give to Celebrate Poland as a charity. We try and we have a lot of fun while we do it, and I wouldn't be we piss some people off as we go, but we do help.
Hey, if you're gonna piss people off, you're not doing something right. You know.
Right? Exactly.
Bingo. So enough about us, Mark. I mean, thanks for joining us. Tell us where are you from. We always start off. Where are you from originally?
I'm just a little kid from the west side of Warren, Ohio. Man, grew up on Little Street, Parkwood, Stewart Circle. I was just there the other day because I was going to see my friend Eric Hoover over at Barbecue. I don't know if you know Eric, but he does a great job with barbecue. And his son just opened up Cockeye Creamery. So I was driving around the old neighborhood, and it was, I went to Warren Western Reserve High School. Okay. No longer there, got plowed over. So after that, I I always knew I was going to be a chef. I was inspired when I was 11 years old by a little lady on the television called Julia Child. You guys are young. I'm old, so you probably
Julia.
Remember the dial 21, 27, 33 over to 45.
Yeah, Julia Stiles. Isaac. Fact, she was like 6'2".
Oh yeah,
I don't know who we're talking about right now. I'm a youngin.
Are you serious?
She was a cool lady. She didn't even pick up a chef's knife until she was 33 years old.
Really?
And then she went to the French culinary. She went to chef school in Paris. And then back then, it was a very chauvinistic time, obviously, with men only dominating the kitchen. So kudos to her for being a trailblazer for women's rights and, getting into the workforce back then in Paris. She was just a trailblazer her whole life. And
was she was she on like a TV show or something, or what?
One of the first celebrity chefs ever. Yes, she was. She was on a TV show.
Hold on, Isaac. See if you remember this.
Pull it up.
Hold on. Yeah, pulling it up right now.
How about you? Do you remember Saturday Night Live? Dan Aykroyd doing Julia Child.
I still got.
You don't remember her?
Got
nothing.
Got nothing.
Wow, you're
all right.
Nothing.
Let me see. Hold on.
Any of these pictures we're gonna buy.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
He's only 27, anyway, so that's where you're getting at. Anyways.
He was the first original badass on television, showing American people how to cook French food. Mastering the art of French cooking.
Starting it all, huh?
She was just a trailblazer, and I just love her to death still to this day. She always used to say, the famous saying was, everything is better with wine and butter.
I believe it.
And she was always drinking wine. So, then after that, I went to the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York. I had an amazing experience in the Hudson River Valley and graduated, came back. And, at 23 years old, I decided to open up my own restaurant, Pesto's Cafe and Deli. And that was about a 10-year run, which was my MBA in the restaurant business, because I had no idea what I was doing in business. I just knew how to cook, and I tried to bring big food to a very small city mentality. And it went good, it went bad, and in the end, I shut it down. And I've had a very blessed, traveled career. Whether it was working for Sam Cavelli at Cavelli Enterprises, working at Giarusa Foods, developing food line for Guy Fieri, then later on going to be Guy Fieri's chef. And I was Guy Fieri's chef for a couple years, traveled around the country with that crazy man, and, wrote a ton of recipes for him, opened up a ton of restaurants. It was a whirlwind experience, met the love of my life, and I had to leave that job. So, and then I opened up Acquapazzo in Boardman. I was one of the, yes. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So as my friends like to call it, Acquapesto, because it really is, they still use my playbook, which is a tribute kind of to, what we did there.
So that was you were the chef there, or you were
business partner? Yeah.
Okay, you're a business partner. Okay.
Yeah. So we opened up that restaurant. We took a restaurant that was in a very much not really good location and turned it into a hit, and still a hit today, even bigger hit today. Because they've grown it. But I wanted to do something more and be something more on my own. So we came up, I met with Dominic Marchionda and his business partners from New York City. And, they were there for Christmas, and it was, they were talking about, opening up the hotel and, the restaurant. And Dominic and I started talking, and he goes, I'm like, how's everything going down at the new, I'm so excited to see something alive. Not that Youngstown wasn't alive, but something bigger in Youngstown coming. And he said, everything's great, but we can't find anybody to do the restaurant. I'm like, hey, let's go take a look. So went in, took a look, and immediately I knew it had to be mine. I just knew something called to me. It was really weird, surreal experience. And walked around, went home later that night, and I do what I always do. I do some research on the building, the history of the building. And I found out that it was starting to be construction in 1907. So I wrote an opening menu. I wrote the whole menu that night. I was up till like 2:30 in the morning, and I wrote, and basically I would say 2/3 of that menu is still intact at Bistro today. And I titled it, working title, Bistro 1907 by Mark Canzonetta.
So is that when you were like, hey, I'm going to have this beautiful chicken and waffles dish with this amazing spicy syrup? That syrup is incredible.
Well, I love low country soul food. You know what I mean? I wanted to have a French bistro, but I wanted to have American influences, low country soul food influences, Vietnamese, Korean. What a bistro is supposed to be, the best of everything this world has to offer for ingredients. But interesting story, I went out to California for Guy Fieri's birthday party. And sadly, they had those forest fires and the wildfires, and it decimated where Guy lives in Santa Rosa and the surrounding areas and wineries. So the hotel that I'd stayed in for 10 years was burnt to the ground. It's called the Round Bar Hilton, and it was there forever. So I had to throw a dart on the internet and pick a hotel, and I picked a hotel, and we went to the hotel, and it was an old school hotel, kind of creepy, kind of like The Shining, a little in downtown historic Santa Rosa. And my wife got a weird vibe out of the place, so she couldn't really sleep, and she woke me up in the morning. She goes, "You'll never guess what restaurant is in the basement of this hotel." And I go, "I have no idea." She goes, "Bistro 1907."
What?
No lie. No.
So there's another restaurant named Bistro 1907.
It's no longer in operation, but isn't that weird for me to title it that?
How is that? Wow.
Yeah, so I called Dominic Marchionne on the phone, and I said, let's do this deal. And then it was 4 months. We built Bistro in 7 weeks, 7.5 weeks.
Yeah.
7.5 weeks start to finish. That is, you just don't do that. And that's including hiring and training and
wow.
Ordered. If you've been to Bistro, what it sounds like.
Yeah, I have too. Absolutely. Yeah.
Everything was custom. My designer and I, Bobby Mancino, she did an amazing job, and we just brought that together in 7.5 weeks. And still to this day, we don't have any idea how we did it. So
7.5 weeks.
7.5 weeks. And you guys know how big it was.
Oh,
it was literally like walking into a war zone when we took it over.
I am like, the whole thing. When did you establish the restaurant?
We established it. We had an opening party for YSU on May the 17th in 2018.
In 18, and there were other
week later for the public.
I mean, and that is huge for a hotel like that, because that's a huge deal for Youngstown, especially anybody knowing the history of Youngstown with the lack of commerce. I think is safe to say in downtown Youngstown.
And saying that, and hopefully that changes.
Well, it is changing because now we're starting to move. We got restaurants, we got a brew. Our friends at Penguin City Beer going in. It is flipping.
We've talked to them quite a bit, and we're going to see if we can do some synergy together and maybe do that with them. And I think it would be a home run. So I'm excited for them because we need the mushroom cloud to grow off of Federal Street. We need to make it bigger. There's a lot of things I feel that the city should do. Politically, as far as some tax incentives, abating some taxes to get more people attracted to downtown. So hopefully they can do that. And we have a nice little war chest from the government now. So they can put that money to use to attract new business. Because
we have had the mayors on, and we've had the candidates on for the mayor.
Okay.
And one of the main things every one of the candidates talked about was the corridors into Youngstown.
Sure.
Be it Market, be it, they need to fix those up because it's like,
they do.
We're coming from Poland, right?
Oh, yeah.
I got to get off on Market Street, and it's like a ghost town, right?
Ghost town. Everywhere you go, either South Avenue or that. If you take South Avenue all the way down.
The South Avenue exit.
Such disrepair from a street standpoint. So hopefully they can spend some it all starts with infrastructure. You have to have the infrastructure to get people to feel comfortable to come down. Still today, we did a party and people were like, we had no idea Bistro 1907 was in downtown.
Crazy.
Advertised like crazy. Lauren Lindvig puts me all over. I have a show that pushes the restaurant on Sunday afternoon. So,
what's your show?
In the Test Kitchen with Pesto. That's my nickname, Pesto.
What channel? I didn't even do that.
At 4:00 inside a Lauren show, Valley Spotlight.
Oh,
nice.
My friend Lauren, she's the best.
They've been on too. Her and Mike were on.
Oh,
I've known Lauren for she's
my
fantastic.
case is we're like brothers from another mother. We like to chop champagne bottle necks off and drink it right out of the bottle. So
that man is insane.
He's so much fun.
That video of him going through the car wash and getting flipped around like a paper doll. Like literally, he could have been injured mortally.
That guy's insane. He's awesome. So
you got a comment here. Was at Bistro for their Mother's Day brunch, and it did not disappoint. Best Bloody Mary in town, and I must say, my fiance Shelby is in love with. She loves Bloody Marys, loves your Bloody Mary bar, and loves the bottomless mimosas.
Oh. Everybody loves the bottomless mimosas. It's a fun time on Sundays and Saturdays at Bistro. It's I love things that are communal. I love things that bring people together and they have fun. And, sometimes people have too much fun, but that's all right. But we love things, when I worked for Guy, his favorite word was amalgamator. He is an amalgamator of people. And that's what restaurants and that's what food does. It brings together people, whether they've had a terrible day, whether they lost their dog, their car, their truck, whatever. Our job as, restaurateurs, pseudo entertainers is to make that day go away, to erase it and bring them together with new people. And that's what we love to do at Bistro.
Absolutely. Luke, you said you haven't visited yet, have you, Luke?
What?
Bistro?
Yeah, we went there for our anniversary. I got the Fruta de Mar. I think it was on special, and it was fantastic.
Well, thank you.
The bottomless mimosa bar is like just all kinds of different things. So they bring your mimosas to the table, and usually the waiter or waitress starts to realize that Shelby is putting down mimosas, so they start bringing 2 at a time.
They're like, here you go, man.
You walk up to this giant bar with all these different options of different juices you can pour in and different fruits.
Mango, the guava, pear nectar. I mean, it's fantastic. And then you can add bitters to it. You can add different kinds of fruits, berries, pomegranate seeds, whatever you want to kick it up.
All right, I get it.
Juices I've never heard of before.
Get a champagne cart just to walk people around because the servers, they have their little step ticker on their watches, and they do like 14,000 steps for 4 hours in service because they're just going back and forth in the kitchen.
But yeah, people. When we posted we were having you on, that is immediately what everybody was commenting on our post was the brunch.
Brunch is cool. We do more or less. We do. It's a European brunch. It's very much. It's made to order. We have 3 different kinds of eggs Benedict, we're very well known for our eggs Benedict. It's 80 orders of eggs Benedict, and we cook them to order. And that is something that people it's a very difficult process. The hollandaise is made. Everything's made from scratch. The only thing we buy in our restaurant is mayonnaise. We make our own everything. The Mexican street corn.
What's that?
Soon. Oh, the elote. So what we do is we take great corn and whatever your favorite farm is in the valley. I have mine. I have a couple of them. The valley we have some of the best corn in America, by the way. So it's so sweet. So you take the corn, you put it on the grill, you flash it on the grill so it's got a nice little char, and then you slather it with mayonnaise. And then after it's slathered with yeah, I know what you're thinking. Don't think it's just the glue for everything. All right.
Okay.
And then
mayonnaise on corn.
People used to call it food lube. So
yeah, okay.
Food lube.
With tajin, which is like a chili lime dust, and then you put cotija cheese. Then you put toasted pumpkin seeds and scallions. And man, when I tell you, there's something going on in your mouth, you can't even understand it. It's just like fireworks just explode. The flavors, the lime, the chili, the corn, the sweetness, and then you have cotija cheese, the saltiness from that. So it's just like Mike Tyson punching you. Well, we're from Youngstown, like boom boom, tearing you.
Like boom boom. And you just gave Mike Firmstone a new combination of words to use. Food lube.
I love those. We have to talk about the chicken and waffles, though, man.
Well, go ahead, talk about it, man.
Chicken and waffles, Luke. It's first off, it's a mountain. It's a mountain. They bring it out on this plate. Like the first time I went to Bistro, I got the Bistro breakfast with. I mean, you can't. I mean, it's great.
You can't.
All the sausage and
European sausages
and pancakes and everything, but then. The person I went with got the chicken and waffles. It's just a mountain of a waffle and chicken on top with fried chicken on top with just this sweet but super spicy syrup that comes with it.
Oh yeah, the sriracha.
Just sriracha. Oh
yeah, it's really really good stuff. And you mix that with the maple syrup, and it's just a natural combination.
So that's all it is. It's just maple syrup and sriracha.
That's it. So you take a gallon of maple syrup and you add a quart of sriracha. Done. Mix.
You can make that at home. There you go.
Yeah, so it's 4-to-1 ratio. That's all you need to know.
4-to-1. Got it. I can lock the secret.
But the secret is we don't use a chicken breast. We use a chicken thigh.
Okay.
And we marinate that chicken thigh, and here's the secret to it. Bread and butter pickle juice and buttermilk.
butter pickle juice. Huh. Interesting.
Isn't that like the secret for Chick-fil-A too?
Well, they use dill pickle juice. Yeah, they use
pickle juice. Yeah, I've heard that.
Sweetness from it because you're going to have this. I'm a yin yang kind of chef,
Yeah.
so you got the sweetness from the bread and butter pickle juice that counteracts the saltiness and the spiciness and everything else. So,
Well,
and then the Ikema carrot slaw on top. Another explosion,
Yes.
So Harlem created the dish. So
when you said, okay, this is a good question. I always wondered this about chefs, Isaac, because I mean,
well, we're nuts. You know that, right?
What's that?
We're nuts, all of us.
You're talking to loan officers too. We're absolutely insane. I don't know. Wait,
we're all fun, which is very, very important.
Yeah, we're all insane. I don't know if I need to remind you of this real fast.
I fondly remember Jimmy being Jesus at Camp Halloween.
Jesus like 3 years in a row.
I don't know. If
I did wear a kimono too.
I mean, I'm not telling you I'm not outside of that because if I can pull up a picture real quick, if I still have it.
Yeah.
My wife took me to the rig for open mic night, and it got a little crazy, and I ended up looking like. Hold on one second. Where is it? Too many pictures. I might have to text it to you.
It's all right.
Like a rock star on steroids with a boa, a fur, and
Love it.
Perfect.
Jane Luckage says, tell them about your 1894 Saratoga Club.
Well, that's a really great sandwich. So everything, the thing is, there's so many layers of steps that we take for every single thing. We take such pride in it, like the turkey breast. We take the turkey breast, we marinate it in bourbon, we marinate it in apple juice, peppercorns, fresh herbs for 2 days. Because if you go more than that, 48 hours, it's called denaturing. Then we take it and we smoke it. So we have smoke apple cider and all the herbs and the peppercorns in there. We have jalapeno cheddar bread from the Bread Chef.
Ooh.
We make an avocado mayonnaise, and we make a whole grain mustard mayonnaise that we make from scratch.
Wow.
Thick cut maple bacon. So it's toasted jalapeno cheddar bread, the avocado mayo, the sliced turkey. Check it.
Unbelievable.
Slice, the whole grain mustard aioli, and then you hit it with the bacon, lettuce, onion. And it's just, and it's 3 layers, and it's like this big. It's ridiculous.
I'm getting hungry. How do you, so let's just say that. So this is what I've always wondered before I interrupted us. You're like, I want to make something. I want to make something new, right? Like, do you just in your head say, I want to try this? Like, how do you come up with some of this stuff where you're like, I'm going to take a turkey and I'm going to
it's
marinade.
I've been very blessed to be able to travel around this great nation and travel not throughout the whole world, but a good, I've traveled some places. So that working for Guy Fieri, working around all those talented chefs that he's been around. And I was blessed with a gift from God that I'm able to take thoughts in my head, put it on paper. And then I know when I write it, it's going to taste good.
Yeah.
And then, so something simple like this, say my friends, John Miles over at Steel Light International gives me a plate like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go design a dish based on this plate because this gives me inspiration.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? So my inspiration comes from everything.
Artist, Mark. You were an artist.
I'm just blessed.
Firm says, hey, Pesto, what's the most expensive drink I could snag at your place?
Right now, 18-year-old Sazerac rye. It's about $500 a bottle. I think it goes for $300 a shot.
Shot.
I feel like if you take a shot of it, it's just like a waste. Would it be like
if you shot something like that, it would be a waste. And by the way, getting back to you guys doing shots, when you do the colors of the rainbow in shots, you're going to have a hangover with all that sugar, all the sugary crap they put in the booze. Stick with like brown water, white water.
We did everything. It was gross.
It was definitely colors of the rainbow.
Joe from Youngstown Studio, who's down your way, says, love the bistro.
Okay.
And let's see here.
This is the next one.
Go ahead.
Jar your own blend of mayo and call it Pesto's Food Lube.
Oh my God, that is brilliant with your face right on it, all in giant eagle.
That says Food Loop. Yeah, and then you said you guys don't make your own mayo, so now you start making your own mayo. There you go.
Much of it, I have a specific mayo I like to use. I'm a Hellman's guy from way old school. You know what I mean? That's the gold standard for me. So you have to have a heavy, really, really good. And there's some other blends, like classically down south, Dukes. I like Dukes too.
Never had Dukes.
It's like a cross between mayonnaise and Miracle Whip. So it's a good combination.
I'm weird.
Miracle Whip guy.
Sometimes I'll go Miracle Whip. Sometimes I have both in my refrigerator because Miracle Whip's like sweeter.
Sweeter, exactly.
Yeah.
From the vinegar and sugar, obvious. Well, probably HFC, high fructose corn syrup. But what are you going to do?
Fair enough.
So no, it's fun. We love downtown Youngstown. I finally found my home. I've been around the country. I've been, south, west, east, and Youngstown. I love Youngstown. I'm a Warren, Ohio kid, and I hope one day I can do a concept over there. But over there, I'm here right now. But I would have another concept over there. But Youngstown seems to be my home. I love the community. I love the restaurateurs that are downtown. I love everything about it. I'm one of the only restaurants that has 18 feet windows.
Yeah.
And you see that square, and not many restaurants. I've always wanted that because when you're sitting there, whether you're on the patio or at the window tables or even at the bar, you feel like you're like in a little small suburb of Chicago. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's amazing. It is a really beautiful restaurant too. And having the hotel, I think that we're staying down at. I haven't been in the actual hotel rooms yet, but I've been in the lobby and stuff and walked around.
I can tell you pretty much anything you want to know about them. I've been in a lot of them.
Yeah, we're going to be.
I've stayed overnight a lot.
Here's a good one for you. EJ Scalota says, "Thanks for having gluten-free option that takes the severity of celiac disease seriously. Caitlin, his wife, is able to enjoy a meal there without getting sick from cross-contamination during prep." So you take that seriously then, I'm guessing.
We take it really seriously. We really do. Because, growing up in the restaurant business and back in the day with people with these, certain kind of food allergies and things like that, the chefs really didn't take it seriously. And, it is a health concern and it really does trouble these people afflicted by it. So we take it seriously. Plus, as a chef, as a vegan, when they went out to eat back in the day, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, the chef would just put every vegetable on the plate that they had because they weren't thinking outside the box and they weren't thinking of things, like one of our dishes, one of my favorite vegan dishes, gluten-free dishes, is we take and we roast spaghetti squash. And then my favorite sauce in the world is called bolognese sauce from Italy. It's a big, rich, meaty sauce.
Oh, I love bolognese sauce.
I love it. It's my
good
meal. So I made it with lentils and souped it up with herbs, and it's just phenomenal. You put it over there, and we have vegan Parmesan cheese. We just rolled out and it's become instantly a superstar on the menu for brunch. Matter of fact, we do a gluten, and it's one of Ray Boom Boom Mancini's favorite dishes now. He comes in for it. It's a gluten-free vegan vanilla fleck waffle. And then on top of it, we put whipped cream, but the whipped cream is made from lentil protein. And it tastes just like whipped cream. It whips like whipped cream. We don't add even any sugar to it whatsoever or vanilla because it's already got that depth of flavor. Then we put raspberries and blueberries and blackberries and strawberries. And then we dust the whole thing with something called monk fruit sugar. And monk fruit sugar, it looks like an ugly avocado. And inside of it has these little kernels of pulp or whatever, and then they turn that into sugar, and there's no calories behind it. I mean, we use our coffee here at the house every day, and it's just amazing. So we really, when somebody has those, whether it's a lifestyle selection or a dietary selection, we make sure when they come into Bistro, they feel secure, they feel safe, and they know that they're going to get something that was thought out.
When did you add that gluten-free waffle to the menu?
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago. We're gonna Shelby's gluten-free.
And then if you want to go crazy, get the butter pecan, the bananas Foster with butter pecan waffle. It's insane. So if you've never had bananas Foster, imagine it over butter pecan waffle with whipped cream. It's like
Shelby just ran and said, "Can we go this weekend?"
Mark, how do you do like your seafood? I always wondered, like local restaurants in Ohio, how do you guys get your seafood? Is it like frozen in, or like how's it work?
I'm not a big fan of anything frozen whatsoever. If I could have a restaurant, the only thing in the real world, it would just have ice cream in it, because I don't like freezing. I mean, some things you have to freeze, but I really am not a big fan. It denatures proteins, and it's just not the same. So with seafood, I mean, the best way to get it in is 3 times a week from your favorite seafood vendor, whether it's out of Pittsburgh or Cleveland. Obviously, we don't have any local, or you fly it in from Honolulu, from HonoluluFish.com, and they have one of the best seafood programs. It's ridiculously expensive, but I've never had better seafood in my life from there. But seafood needs taken care of,
Yeah.
It really does. If you touch seafood, there's a couple rules. If you touch it with your hand right here, sorry, camera, and it stays indented, that means it's soft, and it means it's past its due. If the eyes are sunken in, that means it's past its time. If the gills are off odor and they have a specific smell, usually seafood's going to tell you when it's wrong, especially like shellfish, clams, mussels, and things like that. They're really going to tell you when it's wrong. Oysters. So you just have to you have to ice it. You have to take good care of it. It has to be in a perforated, a holy pan with ice on top of it, so it drips below, and it has plenty of air circulating around it. I mean, the best thing to do, quite honestly, is to cut it, cryovac it, ice it. That's the best thing to do.
Wow. Yeah, because I'll tell you, when I had the fruta de mar down there, and I don't know I can't know if it was on your menu. I can't remember if it was a special.
It was a feature. It's not on the menu. It was
that thing was so good. And I told Bang, it's like this stinking scallops and shrimp. It's like they're fresh. I didn't understand it.
I mean, even like right now with our shrimp cocktail, we just don't do like a normal shrimp cocktail. We do like, when you talk about shrimp, it comes in sizes like U6, U12, 16, 20 count. If you've ever been to, let's say, Sam's Club, and you look in the freezer and it's got the numbers printed on it, 31, 35s. Yeah. So we use for our shrimp cocktail U6 shrimp. So there's 6 of them to a pound. So the shrimp cocktail you get at Bistro is an enormous shrimp cocktail. So we just try to, we try to do everything. It's not we like it to think it's an everyday restaurant, and it is for a lot of people, but not for some. It could be an occasion restaurant, and we love to have people to just come in for birthdays and things like that. So
here we go. Good question. Oh, wait, no, not double question. Here we go. Good question. Do you need a reservation to eat there?
I would highly recommend it. I mean, right now, sadly, because of these unprecedented times with staffing shortages and the way the employment, people just don't want to work right now for whatever the reason. And, it's been really difficult for me and my fellow restaurant owners to get staff. So there's not many of us that are open a full 7 days a week. Prior to COVID, I was open breakfast, lunch, and dinner 365 days a year. Right now, I'm only open up Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday brunch, Saturday night, Sunday brunch, 5 shifts versus 21 shifts. Because we can't get any staff.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Sad, man.
So you're not open Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
I was there today we're open for private parties. We'll do private parties, but we don't have staff to execute yet.
Holy cow. So like just across the board, waiters, waitresses, chefs.
Oh, without question. And bartenders, we've been trying to hire a bartender. If there's any bartenders out there that really have knowledge of craft cocktails and they want to work in a great and busy environment, Bistro could be a great home for you. We've been trying to hire a bartender for 2 years.
Wow. What?
Yeah. We're a very busy craft cocktail bar, so it's not for the weak at heart, and it's not for somebody that doesn't have a specific skill set that knows how to, because some of our drinks are 8-9 steps. It's more than actually making a food meal, sauteing on the line or grilling on the line or prepping a salad on the line. So it's really a specific, and we're blessed. The staff that we have behind the bar, we are just so blessed to have the talented trio that we do. So we're really lucky, but we could use an up-and-comer that wants to learn from 3 really great, talented people.
Wow. That's I just can't get over the fact that, like, it's that. I mean, you hear about it. There she is. Of course she's watching.
She texts me every day. We got 2 applicants. We got 3 applicants.
Is she texting you what to say right now? Because I could totally see her doing that too.
She started at the beginning of the
she did.
Like, hey, just make sure you tell them I didn't know who the heck you were before Lauren Lindvig mentioned me.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I can't understand. Yeah, we I don't know. We've been doing this a year and a half, and
looks like you're having fun.
That's a blast, man.
You would be surprised.
I watch a lot of Joe Rogan podcasts. It's what I watch before I go to bed. So
Love
whether
it.
you like the guy or not, I love him, and he's controversial.
That's kind of what we
all
do.
those things, but what? He's a very intelligent man, and he's
Yeah, Mark, when we first started it in April, I was bored out of my mind during COVID, but I was doing a lot of running, a lot of jogs, and I was just listening to nothing but Rogan. And I'm like, Luke, I have no way of getting new business because I can't go anywhere. I can't go talk to anybody. Why don't we do like a local podcast, use Rogan's setup, but we just kind of talk, make it like a local thing, you know?
Yep.
So that's what it's based on.
You guys signed for 90 million or 100 million, whatever he just signed for. So,
Ooh, but he's complaining about it already. He signed for that through Spotify. He's complaining because they're trying to hold him back.
well,
You know?
in today's times, he says some things that don't work with today's times, but I'm okay with that.
Me too.
I am too.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't care.
In Spotify, they had, when he first started out, he was talking about certain things, and Spotify employees were like, "We're not going to work if you're going to have him on."
Then
as,
don't go to work. Go somewhere else.
I mean,
This
he's
guy pays your salary.
The
Exactly.
problem, and this is what we've always run into, because we don't get like super controversial. We get controversial about local stuff where we will give our opinions and people don't agree with them. And the problem is people today cannot handle other people with different opinions.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Some of my best friends have totally opposite opinions from me, both politically, family,
Yes.
everything. And we're still best friends.
Yes, but some people can't.
and that's
do
how
that.
it should be. And that's how it should be.
What made
Like, you can disagree. It's okay.
It's okay to disagree.
Yeah.
Just shake hands at the end of the night and go. Now, we don't talk about politics and we don't talk about religion in the restaurant business.
Yeah.
That is like a no-no. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we actually had to shut people down. We're like, hey, do that somewhere else. You can't do that here.
Yeah.
We got like a local issue. We always bring this up. It's like we had an Airbnb go into Poland, into the village of Poland, and of course that was like sacrilege. We're like, I would rather have a Airbnb next to me because it's going to be really nice. It's going to be high. You know, it's not going to be like some. And then a long-term rental where people are going to live there and trash the place. And I said that. And the people who live on that street, because we have a lot of people from Poland watching,
Came out.
they were like, we had people unfriending us. We had people blocking us. We had, my wife's a teacher in Poland. They stopped talking to my wife, who's a kindergarten teacher, because of what we were saying on the podcast. And I told her, screw those people. We don't need them. It's unbelievable.
Sylvester Stallone, I don't know if you saw his post, and he was talking about time and the importance of time and how you have to use it as your commodity. And he said, when you have more runway behind you than you have in front of you, don't waste your time on people that bring you down.
100%.
Yeah.
That is a great thing.
I'll have to look up that quote because it's okay to disagree and still be
cordial. It's when people confuse their. Yes, exactly, EJ. Perfect.
Yep.
Look at this. And then
another thing.
Go ahead.
I never talk about competition.
I let them be your best advertisement. Yep.
Well, again, when I say this, literally, I mean the restaurant community of friends that I have, and it's pretty much the popular restaurants that you guys know. And look, I'm not an advocate of chain restaurants. I've been on record for this for a long time. I work for a gentleman, Sam Cavelli. He's one of the best restaurateurs in town. He keeps his money here.
Yeah.
Olive Garden doesn't keep its money here. Go out and celebrate Vernon's. Go out and celebrate Leo's. Go out and celebrate all these people that do great Italian and I'm leaving some of my friends out. But celebrate some of these people that have been doing this generationally. Their fathers did it before them. I grew up on Parkman Road Dairy, Leo's Pizza. I still eat it to this day. So I just want people to go celebrate these local guys because they work so hard. They're the ones that sponsor your softball teams. The ones that take care of your cheerleaders' outfits or your football team. They do all these promotional dinners for everybody. And, all these chain restaurants, especially out your way in Boardman, it's just uncomprehendable the amount. And it's really a test market for chains. That and Columbus are test market for chains. But, celebrate these guys that work their butts off. Hard. They put their family history into it. They put their heart and soul into it. When you have programmed food, and and I've done programmed food, nothing against it, but there's no creativity there. You know, how many endless bowls of soup can you eat? How many lobster biscuits can you eat at Red Lobster and still say, I gotta have it or my life's over? You know, go somewhere where they make the bread themselves. You know, not slack out rolls for thousands of people that have been in a dry storage room and you have no idea what preserved. Go see Mike at the Bread Chef. Go get all these local artisan people that care about their food.
We go local whenever we go out. 100%. I mean, that is just like you said it. You know, be it we're going fancy restaurant, be it we're going, I don't know, you know what place I like? The Mocha House in Boardman.
Why not?
It's locally owned, you know what I mean? And there's a Mocha House.
They just became our neighbor in downtown last year, and it's a blessing to have them in downtown, and we love them as part of the downtown community.
Yeah.
I'm not a restaurateur that says, oh my God, I have competition over there, they're going to hurt me. No, help me. People are going to walk by, they're going to see the bistro, they're going to see the hotel. They might say, hey, Eric Ryan over at Cavelli Center in the amphitheater, we're amping up for concerts now. You know, hey, we can stay at the Hilton, we can go down to Bistro, and then we can walk down Federal or wherever. Time. It's like a mini staycation.
We are looking at this too because this might surprise you, Mark. Is there are several local podcasts, kind of like us, but not really. You know what I mean? Like
Resnick has one as well, and I think are you guys friends with her?
Oh yeah, she's awesome, Resnick.
Yeah,
she's awesome.
She's our buddy. She's our buddy. We were on her show. She was on our show. We've done a couple things. You have Joe, who is out of the Youngstown studio, who is in the is it the Capitol building? What's the building down there?
I call it the Steel Lake building because Steel Lake International is on the top
big
floor.
White one. Yeah,
big white one.
So he's there. We work together all the time, back and forth. We cross promote, and it's the old saying. I think it was John F. Kennedy. Rising tides lifts all ships, and it's the same with your industry.
Rises all boats.
You know, rises all boats. It's like they're going to go up, and that's what we're trying to do with the pocket. We're all working together to make it work.
Boom Boom, I think Ray's bringing his podcast back as well, and Ray had a great podcast. I really enjoyed his podcast. So, I mean, you know, him and I got into conversation about aliens, and you know, all
that's amazing. That's awesome.
We champion of the world, and we're talking about little green men. So
we got to try and get him on. I never even thought of Boom
Manzini. Absolutely.
There's ever been somebody that to be, so proud of our valley.
Yeah.
We are so proud to have him come from our valley, and he represents our valley so well. So Ray's, he's the champ. I love him.
That's awesome. Mike has another question. Is there a dress code for the bistro? Can we wear the MLO Bros kimonos?
Hey man, we'll have kimono night, man. I'll bust out.
Heck yeah, kimono night.
I that style of everybody thinks I'm Mexican because I love Mexican food so much. I'm actually Italian by descent, but I love Mexico's like my home country. I go to Mexico with my family about 3 times a year. We're going to retire to Mexico. And before COVID, we were getting ready to open up our second restaurant, Oaxaca, which was going to go into the old Cedars building.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. And we were just going to blow the roof off of, again, nothing against the Mexican restaurants in the Valley, but I just wanted to do something a little bit more of what I see when I go to Mexico.
Authentic.
Whoa.
I want them, what I would love to see is the Mexican restaurants in the Valley cook what their abuelos cook, their grandmothers cook.
Yeah.
I mean, but they kind of have to gringoize it.
Yeah.
Because, lamb's going to slaughter. I don't know how else to say it. What we see on our TV, Olive Garden says this is Italian food. People believe it's Italian food.
Yeah.
It's not. It's the furthest thing from Italian food.
Well, it's kind of like the whole Chinese restaurant deal too. Like General Tso's chicken isn't Chinese food; it's American.
That was invented in San Francisco. I can't remember where that was invented. But
I worked on a cruise ship in my 20s, Mark.
Get out.
And I was assistant cruise director for like 2.5 years.
So you didn't have a life for 2.5 years.
What's that?
You didn't have a life for 2.5 years. Basically.
I was drunk for 2.5 years, but it was a lot of fun. But I traveled the world, and one of the things that stand out when you talk about Mexican food, I went to a little town called Laredo, and it was the first time a cruise ship was landing there. Okay, so the locals were all excited; they were having a party, right? So my girlfriend and I at the time, who was a dancer, by the way, but anyways, that's side time. get off the
kinds of dancers. So
yeah. She was a Broadway dancer. Anyways, get off the show or you get off the boat, and a little old lady, like you said, is talking to us in no English whatsoever. Like eat, come here. Like I was terrible at it, and I'm like, I think she wants to bring us. So she brings us to her house, and I'm like, we're gonna get murdered. But she was super old, nice lady. Brings us to her house, which she had set up a restaurant because they knew these ships were coming. So we're her first customers. Her grandson, who was there, spoke very broken English and was telling us what she made us gourmet homemade Mexican food. And I remember thinking exactly what you said. This is not like the stuff you get around here. It was absolutely off the charts amazing.
No, it's not. And that food, their culture, the Mexican culture and heritage is very similar to Italian. It's based on regionality. It's based on very, very fresh. And when you really have, I'll relate it to some of the best tacos I ever had were in Cabo San Lucas because when my wife and I went there for our honeymoon, we're like, I always ask, we make friends with the bartender. And I'm like, where do you eat? I want to know where you eat. I want to know where you take your family and where are the best tacos I can get. You know what I mean?
And that's it. I mean, that's it. And it's like there's so much more out there than stupid Olive Garden.
Really?
I hate to keep picking on Olive Garden because
it's fun.
I'd be inquiring
They have plenty of money.
all that stuff because they're literally one of the busiest restaurants in the valley.
Why is that? I don't understand. My stinking kids got good grades. I have 3 boys, 10, 6, and 3, right? So the 10 and the 6-year-old, I was like, guys, I will bring you wherever you want to go because they got good grades. Anywhere in the valley, you name a restaurant. These 2 guys go into the family room. They come back. We want to go to the Olive Garden. I'm like, are you freaking serious? The Olive Garden? And Maggie, my wife's like, look, I was like, fine. It has really gone downhill in the last 20 years because that's probably the last time I was there.
My kids similar. We had a dinner out. I can't remember 4 months ago, and they said, "Where do you guys want to eat?" You know what? And I've actually never had a bad meal there. Texas Roadhouse. I've never had a bad.
Oh, I like that place. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for a chain restaurant, they seem to do it pretty right.
Management's good there too.
Yeah,
they're very good. Very good.
So yeah. I would not say anything negative about the Roadhouse.
Yeah.
So. It's fun business. It really is. It can be a lot of fun. Again, my friends and I and everybody across the nation. And I've had so many, friends that, they've had to shut down their restaurants during COVID. And, if you're a survivor, you did really, really good because it was very, very difficult times. It did teach you some things. It taught you how to, trim the fat wherever it was in your restaurant, sharpen your pencil. Those that maybe weren't as sharp as a businessman as they should. And I was one of those 25 years ago. They really learned how to watch the numbers because there was no room for error during COVID. There really wasn't. And you had to really think out of the box. A lot of my friends did, they did dinners for $40 where you could feed 4 people. Us being in downtown, nobody was coming downtown.
Yeah.
So, we didn't do those programs. We were shut down for almost 100 days.
Wow.
We really had to learn how to do business differently. And you know what? I don't think the restaurant business is going to be the restaurant business that it was a year and a half ago. I think we're going to have
never again.
We're going to have to react quicker to the challenges that we face because the food chain challenges that we're having right now and getting supplies and the expense of the supplies. It's just really been a different world for all of us to manage. And you really have to react quickly.
Do you do carry out?
We do. I mean, it's nothing we advertise and it's nothing and don't take this the wrong way. And as Lisa Resnick would know, I kind of railed against DoorDash because DoorDash acts like they're your friend, but they take 30% of your
Wow.
We heard that from Jimmy from St. A's the pizza place.
30%?
He said he didn't want to do it because they take 30%. He'd have to jump his prices up 30%.
They still get 30%, even if you jump your prices up. They still get 30. So $10, they get $3. If it's $12, they get $3.60. They win every time. You know what I mean?
And then they charge the people who are ordering too.
And then
they double dip.
the other thing that happens too that drives me bonkers is the Japanese restaurant Izumi, or well, I don't even want to call it. Never mind. Shouldn't have said that. There are Japanese restaurants in our area that you can order sushi from, and I have waited literally 45 minutes. And I go in there with my ticket. They say, okay, your order will be ready in half an hour. I go in there with my ticket and I sit there. And they're saying numbers that are higher than mine because they're DoorDash orders. And I want to lose my mind because they don't want to piss off DoorDash. So they're filling all the DoorDash orders before they're taking care of the people who ordered but call in. And I was ready to freak out.
Not just what you just said and not what I said about the 30%, but how do they screen their drivers? How do they know?
Yeah.
How do you know what's being done to your food? And I'm not trying to be like conspiracy, but if there's a bad egg out there and they want to hurt somebody, DoorDash would be the perfect vehicle to do it.
Well, I will give them credit. I will give them credit though. Those drivers are making good money. Yeah. Good money. Yeah. So, I mean, that's good. If somebody just wants to go drive it's a cool job because you can just do it anytime.
Yeah.
It's paying better than Uber driver makes now. So,
but my God, though, 30% off the restaurant, and then they charge you like a processing fee.
Sure. I mean, they do give you the equipment. It does get your brand out in the marketplace, which is nice. So it does have its value points on that, but it comes at a very, very stiff price.
Wow, that is crazy. So you guys were closed 100 days.
That's a long time, man.
Freaking hole.
What's the
only summer I've ever had a tan in my life in this business?
Really? Mark, what were you doing? Like, I mean, that's got to be mind-numbing, right? Like,
I drank basically a tanker of vodka.
I mean, you'd have to. You'd have to, and then your employees are out of work.
I mean,
right?
We drank every bottle of vodka that was left at Bistro. First thing we had to buy when we opened Bistro up again was vodka.
Because it's going to go. Yeah, I mean, that is. You're going to have a. Oh God, do you think
somehow?
Do you think we're turning the corner now?
Oh, without question. I mean, I really feel. I wish that Governor DeWine would have opened it up a month sooner and taken the benefits away a month and a half or two sooner. You know what I mean? To give us that, Youngstown has become an entertainment city for where I do my business. There's an entertainment city. It's a place to go have fun. It's a place to party. When Eric Ryan has great concerts, it's a place to go have fun, let your hair down. Music heals the soul. And, if we could have kicked off that Luke Bryant concert May 29th, that would have set Youngstown on fire for the rest of the year. So again in the fall, we hope so. Eric's put together a really, really great schedule for us, and there's a lot of great entertainers coming our way, and we'll have a lot of fun. But it's definitely coming back. And the infrastructure, Fifth Avenue, hopefully that's finished pretty soon, and we can get that corridor open back.
Oh, yeah.
100% before football season comes. And I think late Q3, early Q4, I think business is going to be normal again.
Awesome.
For me, I think at Bistro 1907, because, we do get a big part of our business from the hotel. When the hotel's busy, it just trickles down.
Oh, sure.
Comes into the hotel has got to walk right past Bistro's doors. So that is great number one advertising. And if you're a business traveler, that's who we're missing right now. The men and women who are traveling our country to do their business. That is what we're missing, because with their great expense accounts and things like that, it was really, really nice extra money for my team to enjoy.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, I have friends that have weddings in July, and we're all staying in the DoubleTree.
Well, come on down, man.
My wedding's in August, and I got all my guests signed up to stay at the DoubleTree because we were having our wedding at the B&O station. So, cool. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people downtown.
That's awesome. My daughter's wedding was 2 weeks ago, and my whole family, we stayed at the hotel for 2 days. It's a great place to stay. Very easy access. It's one of the few places in Youngstown that's got parking right there.
Yes.
We have that 3-car garage deck, which is really, really nice. It's not very expensive to park. Some people complain about it. I think if you eat a Bistro and you're there 2 hours, it's $3 to park. Mm-hmm. You can park. You don't have to find a place.
People can complain about everything.
Anything.
Yeah. But take my $3 and let me park my giant Suburban in your parking lot. I mean, it's that simple. Hey, how late's the bar open?
We keep the bar open on Thursdays. We close at 10. The bar is if we're busy.
What about Saturday nights after a wedding?
I think we were there pretty late. We've been there pretty late. I mean, yeah, we've been there pretty late.
Isaac, I know where we're going after your wedding.
Well, I know that, and I know we like with the hotel. It's right upstairs. So if I can just hang out at the bistro and then maybe stumble up to my room,
that's what I'm saying. I know. If I'm getting a hotel room, I know where I'm going. I'm gonna go. I'm going to go in there. What's the date? I'm going to text Mark the date, and we're going to say we demand Mark be in there, and we're going to get drunk with Mark.
And then we wake up in the morning with some bottomless mimosas, hair of the dog, and just keep the party going.
Well, man,
we could go.
If you order some Happy Juice, we'll deliver it to your room.
The buffet will be open after your wedding, Isaac. This is the best thing ever. I don't even want to talk about drinking right now because I almost threw up because we put May 2 days ago because I'm still hungover 2 days later, 3 days later.
But I have to ask, Mark, what was Guy Fieri like?
Oh, Guy, one of the two generous. I mean, he's polarizing to some people, but he's such a great human being, and what he does for people, his friends around him, what he does for businesses, what he does for charities, what he does for no kid goes hungry. He's just a wonderful guy. Hold on to your head because it'll be like this after you party with him. It's really explode on top of your head. He likes to put people under the table, and he has the ability to do it. He's a great family man. His wife, his children are fantastic human beings.
Yeah.
All of his friends were, like I said, he's created a family of friends across the United States, and will be friends for life. So he's a hoot. Sometimes we all feel like he's not human because he can wake up at 5:30 and be on camera till 10:30 at night. I the show guy. We're on his show, Guys Grocery Games, and we won that $20,000.
No way.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah. Well, do you still talk to him?
Yeah. Matter of fact, I mean, he sends me a birthday card every year. He wishes me happy birthday on my birthday. We go back and forth. I would say. It just depends on where we're at in the world,
Yeah, right.
We both have going, but yeah, we still reach out to each other all the time. So good, good dude. He's one of the genuine ones on the Food Network. There's some ones that have their noses up in the air, and there's some that are really good people.
Who's the big dude that does restaurant? Is it Restaurant Impossible?
Robert Irvine.
Yeah. Did you ever meet him?
Several times.
What's he like? What's he like? Seems nice.
He's a really nice guy. He seems
like, yeah.
Who's the guy that redid the Federal? What's that guy's name?
That's the bar guy.
The bar.
Oh, I watched his shows. John Tafford.
Yeah. What's he saying all the time?
I don't know what his saying is.
I forget.
I mean, he did that, and he also did he did the Oaks.
Yes.
He did the Royal Oaks. Yeah, that was a good show.
You have to ask Louis and JFK what he was like.
He was in. I remember I was living in Erie Terminal, and he was redoing the Fed. I was living in Erie Terminal when he was redoing the Fed, and he had his trailer out back, and he would always come out. Me and O'Keel would always scream out the window at him as he was coming out of his. We're like, what's going on?
Who's the other guy? Who's the blonde guy? Hell's Kitchen guy. He's the other guy too. Yeah, Gordon.
I mean, Gordon's, there's chefs and there's Gordons. And Gordon's level of being. When you're a 3-star Michelin star restaurateur, you have accomplished things that many have not. I mean, he's the whole package. He's one of the most successful global chefs in the world. Him, Jamie Oliver, at the time, Mario Batali had done very well for himself. Jacques Pepin. There's just a group of people that have done very, very well for themselves over there.
Mark, I just came up with an idea. I think we have to do this. I want you to come back on sometime, and I want to watch. Like, we'll probably get copyright flags for this, but it'll still be fun. I want to have you and Luke watch like a Food Network channel, and like you narrate it. Like I want, because I'm sure you watch something on the Food Network and you're like getting pumped watching TV. You're like, let's go.
Hit that with the sriracha sauce. Yeah, you got to get all excited.
Well, speaking of that, the BAM master, Emerald's probably the nicest guy on the Emerald. Michael Simon, two of the nicest guys on the Food Network, along with Guy Fieri, Guido, as we call him.
Yeah.
I want Mark to teach me how to make something. What we need to do is go down to the Bistro, Isaac, and do a video of him teaching us how to cook something.
Yeah.
Well, you know
Like
what?
just
I'll do better than
scrambled
that.
eggs with Mark.
Why don't you guys come on my show? We'll work it out with Lauren.
You got a show?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd love
Lauren,
to
remember?
teach us how to cook something, Isaac. Lauren, hold on. Lauren, are you watching still? I'm going to text her.
Oh, she's watching. I guarantee it.
Lauren, let's make this happen.
Mark, what are we gonna make? What can we make together?
What's your favorite food? Or what's your favorite dish you've had in a restaurant? And we'll replicate it.
I like hot dogs. What can we do with hot dogs?
Can we make like a super fancy grilled cheese?
Meat in a tube. You know what I mean? I like two specific hot dogs. I like a Jersey Ripper, where they take a hot dog, they throw it in the deep fryer, and when the skin rips open, it's done. And that's at Rut Hut. And then I like a Chicago dog.
Chicago dog.
I like a Jersey Ripper stuffed into a Chicago dog, and that's my favorite.
We got to think of what
Can we make a fancy grilled cheese with Gouda or something awesome?
Well, that's Isaac. That's easy. We got to do something. I mean, grilled cheese and hot dog. Come on, we got Mark here. We could. I'm trying to think of like, what's your favorite? See, we could go with the.
Well, you said bolognese.
Bolognese
on my show. So
you've already did it.
Yeah.
What about? Let's see here. What else do you like to eat, Isaac? What do you like to eat, Isaac?
I'm like on the spot and I'm nervous.
What's your favorite guilty food?
My favorite what?
Guilty food. Like I like French fries dipped in Frosties. What's yours?
That sounds really good though. I want French fries dipped.
Well, we both like fajitas.
Oh yeah, fajitas are great.
Can we do fajitas? Like real fajitas, not the.
I need to think.
Well, the real fajitas in Mexico, they do this thing. It's called a molcajete, which is, have you ever seen a physician's mortar and pestle?
Yeah.
Yes.
We have them in the Italian. Globally, we have those, but they serve them in a molcajete, which is lava rock essentially.
Yeah.
While they serve them. They don't have fajitas in Mexico. You know?
We want like, it's almost like, you know what? You pick the food. You teach us how to cook it, and we'll eat it. I promise.
Something super fancy that we would like.
Super crazy. Like we got
Lauren and Fred come up with a mystery basket, and we make something.
All right, Lauren. All right, Lauren and Fred will totally do that. 100%. Let's plan on. We're in, Mark, on that. That'd be so much fun.
Good.
It'd be fun.
All right.
So plug your show though, Mark. When's your show? Where can people
it's
find
on
you?
4:00 every Sunday on the CW. It's inside of Lauren Lindvig's show, Valley Spotlight, and my show is called In the Test Kitchen with Pesto. My nickname is Pesto because that was my first restaurant, and it was here in Warren, in Howland, Ohio, actually. And I used to go hang out with Fred. I mean, not Fred Alberini, his brother Richard Alberini, and I love you, Fred. But I'd go up to Alberini's, the original Alberini's in Niles on top of the Strip. And when I would get off work, he closed an hour after me. I'd go have a drink. And we'd sit there, and he called me his favorite little prick because he did, I was he was the old school. So one day he had probably had 4 glasses of wine, and he comes singing. He goes, pesto, pesto, pesto. My nickname stuck.
Pesto. We got to remember that, Isaac.
Pesto.
That original Alberini's, the chicken parm and the sauce and the oil and the peppers. Oh my God. I'm going to have to go eat now.
Spinach bread. The spinach bread.
Oh my God. That place was, Isaac, you never been there? We used to go there after work, like 15, 20 years ago. It was so good. So, so your show's on. It's on the WB. It's mixed in with our CW. It's mixed in with our friend from the Valley Spotlight, Lauren and Fred probably does Fred film it?
No, Ron films it.
Ron films it. Okay, yes. Fred. So
a lot of my work. He does a lot of the web work along with Ron, and he also does all my photography for my website.
Awesome.
He does amazing things. I mean, he's a very, very talented. He's a very, very, very talented.
Well, I could tell Lauren did a lot for you when I emailed her, and then or I emailed you, and then all of a sudden Lauren was copied on the email, and I was laughing so hard. I was like,
"Well, I got the email today, and I texted Lauren. I go, what the hell am I doing at 8:30 tonight?"
I knew awesome. You forgot. I knew you forgot, which is why I copied Lauren on it because I knew you forgot. I'd never met you, but
it did pop up on my calendar. It did.
I was laughing so hard. I was like, I could tell Lauren's going to run this show. So that's...
And then for those still watching, Bistro, you can find them. Bistro 1907. You can find them on Facebook. You have a number you want to give out, or just look you guys up? 288-7171.
It rings the hook every day, whether we're there or not.
Yeah.
A good thing. When you have radio silence at your restaurant, that's a bad thing when the phone doesn't ring.
Oh, you got it.
Well, downtown, in the bottom of the DoubleTree. First
we're right on the square. I mean, you can't miss this. And especially the holidays, Christmas specifically, when the tree is lit up right in front of our building, it's something
beautiful thing, man.
Yeah, it's something special, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks a lot, Mark. We will talk to you later. And how does Guy Farrar? Does he have any sayings or anything?
He's got a lot of sayings. He's like me. He's a one-line guy. I mean, he could
he's something about Flavortown, I think. Take Flavortown.
One of his things is,
he's have no idea. He's not gonna have a clue. They're gonna never watch our show.
He's gonna have no idea. We didn't tell him.
He's gonna think he's gonna be coming back on.
And he's gonna be like, what happened to my internet?
He's gonna have no idea. He's probably freaking out.
Did you know it was coming?
Oh, absolutely. I knew it was coming.
What happened?
Mark, we didn't tell you. This is so mean.
Rancher, even though he hates eggs.
Listen, we gotta tell you, we're gonna fess up. We boot all of our guests like that right at the end intentionally because it's hysterical.
We boot our guests.
So literally, so sometimes people know we do it, and sometimes people are like those assholes. They kicked us off.
I'm in a very, very low web spot here. That happens all the time.
We booted you, and Isaac's like, "Oh, he's coming back.
He's coming back."
Guys.
But thank you so much,
Thanks
Mark.
a lot, buddy. We'll talk to you. I text Lauren. All right, we'll talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye.
See ya, man.
Hello.
I leave for 15 minutes, and this is what happens.
Lauren, you're on the air right now too with us.
No,
Everybody can
I'm
hear
not.
you. Yes,
you are. Hi, Lauren.
Hold on, talk, Isaac.
Hi, Lauren. You're live on the MLO Bros right now. We can hear you.
That's not what I meant. I thought you guys were done.
No, we're not done.
We're not done yet. We're still live.
God, I left to go talk about normal people things.
Are you saying Mark is not normal people things?
No, Mark is my whole life. You guys know that. It's kind of strange. There's a lot of things that happen because Mark does things, and then we do things. Well, it was just.
I'll call you. I'll call you when we're done. But we want Mark invited us to come on the show.
Well, yes, that's fine. I was just like, what happened?
So Mark says we said we want to cook with Mark, and Mark said
we have a Lauren live.
Yeah. Right. Lauren live with us right now. Mark said you could cook with us, and we'll do it on Lauren's show.
Yes, that's fine.
We're totally on the spot right now, and I have this recorded.
She does not want to let us off.
No, I think she's
so terrified. She is terrified.
Are you terrified of us coming on your show?
Poor Ron. You don't know Ron.
What about Ron? Ron will be.
Ron's gonna just, Mark. If you can hear me, Anyway.
It's going to be fun. We'll be so good. We'll dress up nice. We'll wear nice clothes. It'll be fantastic.
Oh,
I'll wear a kimono. It'll be great.
I thought you guys were done.
Isaac said he's wearing a kimono. All right. We'll talk to you soon, Lauren.
Okay, bye, guys. That was fun.
Love you. Bye.
Kill you all. All right, goodbye.
That was such a oh yeah, sure, you can come on the show. Yeah. You can come on the show, sure. Yeah, we'll write that down on the schedule. Yeah.
Give me some. Let me check my calendar and I'll call you back.
Ron must not like us or something. I don't know.
We're gonna go now that we had her on here. We are gonna we're gonna keep calling her out.
Mark was a great guest. That man knows food.
Boy,
he knows food.
I like it because I like the confidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You want that guy. You want that guy to come to your house and just be like, "Here's my fridge. Here's my pantry. Just make me something."
That's what we should do. Is just have him come to my house out of all the food and say, "Hey, what are you gonna make?"
Just make me something.
Here's my spice cabinet. There's stuff in the back that's been in there since 1985.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
make me something. Or make something. I don't care what it is. I know it's gonna be good. Just make something.
Oh man! All right. Well, that was fantastic. That was a good. I like that. I'm excited to go eat there. And
I've gone in there quite a few times. and he has been the first person that greets me at the door.
Love
he
it.
walks around and says, "Hey, how are you doing? How's your food?" And I didn't even realize he was the owner. That is really cool that he does that.
All right, ready for this week? Brandon Stafford, underwriter. That should be something there. I don't know what we're getting into with that. I really don't. I don't know if we'll have 0 people, but an underwriter from a bank.
I just hope he doesn't come on the podcast and critique my files or something.
He's gonna come on and be like, I can't accept this, Isaac.
Yeah, Isaac. I just want to let you know a couple loans you've been putting through. They are absolute shit when I get them. You need to do a better job. Better job.
Tuesday the 29th, we have Zoop coming on. That's the new restaurant at Boardman. Speaking about chain restaurants,
is Zoop chain restaurant?
I think so. I don't know. We'll have to ask him.
I hope you're not insulting the guy.
No, I don't know. July 1st, we don't have anybody. So if anybody wants to come on our show, let me know. Tuesday, Andrew Weingart, the 6th, and then EJ and friends are coming on, and then Ghost Hunters and everything else. So, all right, everybody, we are loan officers. Isaac, give the speech.
Thank you, everybody, for watching the MLO Bros. If you haven't already, please like the show you are watching right now. Just go down to the little bottom. There's a little blue thumbs up. I want you to hit like, or maybe the heart, or maybe give us the laughing face, or any of them. Just please give us some interaction. Also, thank you for all the comments tonight. Mark appreciated it. We appreciate it. Also, if you haven't already, go to our YouTube. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Like some of our videos, and also, we are loan officers in the Youngstown area. So please, if you need financing for a home purchase or refinance, please think of us. NMLS number is 1949316. But we appreciate you all for watching. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.
See you on Thursday. Brandon Stafford, NMB head underwriter. We're going to talk about banking and how annoying underwriters.
Hey, did you hear we got ranked like a great place to work or something?
Yeah, way better than farmers. I mean, did I say that out loud?
Narmers. Charmers.
Bye, everybody. I can't find the music. Bye, everybody. Where's it at? Bye.